Hey guys, it's Running Out 1001. I'm here for Freelancers Season 2, Episode 6 reactions and review video. And as always, I'm going to start with the predictions. So we know that this episode is called Barber Tom. So in this episode, they're going to go do an ad for a barbershop, Barber Tom's Barbershop. And it looks like this guy might be a little bit disgusting. Maybe not the best person to be running a barbershop. The hygiene might not be the best at this barber shop, and as a result of that, most of the freelancers get sick. Except for Zona. We know that Zona's not going to get sick because um, Whitney, who plays Zona, said she's not going to get sick in this episode.
We're filming an episode called Barber Tom, and everyone else in the episode is supposed to get real sick, except me.
I don't think there's like some sort of logical reason for this. I really think it's just sort of to kind of highlight Zona's role in the team. Like, she's the one that has to do all the work, and we know that she's pretty much gonna be the one that's gonna do all the work, because that's sort of what it says in the description. So, and also, she's probably like stronger physically and mentally than most of the group. So, yeah, like maybe even stronger than Devin physically. She thinks she's the strongest, but maybe not. So, anyways, I think different members of the group will deal with this sickness differently, and we'll see that in the episode. So, Micah, I believe he will go to the old spell book, or not really spell book, more of like some sort of weird superstitious remedy book that maybe he has, and he's gonna go in his bathtub. He's gonna put a bunch of stones on him, some like crystals on his chest, in his toes. He's gonna go in the bathtub, do some music. He's gonna expect that to work. It will not. And we also know that Devin and Owen gonna have a bit of a fight here. Now I'm actually kinda unsure on this part of the episode. We see Owen in like a suit, but he wasn't in a suit during the shoot. Not exactly sure, but maybe he went to maybe some sort of event or something, and he came back, and like Devin is clearly not so happy with getting sick, like more than some of the other members. Cause in a behind the scenes video, we hear her say,
Girl, you know my body's a brick wall. Achoo! Who made me weak?
so she thinks she would be able to survive, and her immune system would be strong enough not to get sick, but she does. So she thinks somebody made her weak, and she has no idea who. So, Owen comes in from his event or whatever, and she just sort of lashes out on him, and then they both end up on the ground. But I'm kind of unsure on that one. Now, Ryan, I don't think he'll have that much screen time in this episode, but I think he will play pretty important role in this episode, which is actually being the reason that they all get healed. So, in the trailer, we see Ryan's grandma and two other people, maybe some of her friends, like going down the same road that we saw in episode 8 of season 1. We saw them going down that same road in hazmat suits. So I'm assuming she's gonna come in to save Ryan after he calls for her. So she's gonna come in to save him. And I say this because we actually did see a shot of her picking him up. And she's gonna, save all of them and give her some of her very nice grandma hot soup that her and Ryan are going to make. And I say hot soup because in the description it says, a bowl of hot soup can't fix this. Or can it? That's paraphrased, by the way. You're going to see the actual description on the screen. But, Yeah, so anyways, hope I'm right. Some long predictions. Anyways, let's get into the reactions. That is a lot of coughing. Oh,
Did he just make his nose bleed?
And whose hair am I cutting?
oh no, what's gonna happen to his hair?
Have you seen the movie Paddington?
Not now, Ryan!
He likes Paddington, like me.
We're not gonna get sick, are we?
Maybe you guys, but not me. My body.
But I have plans tonight. I'm going on date number 3 with hot blonde number 6.
I knew he had an event to go to.
All their names are Ashley. I have to differentiate between them somehow.
Last names?
All
Yes, a
counts.
date counts as an event, okay.
Are you sure you're dating multiple women?
This is from Sailor Moon.
Really? I haven't seen that.
It was a really bad show, and I don't know why I watched it.
And a baby shower.
Oh, what is that?
No, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap!
360. Perfection. Devin, please!
Your future self is here. We're not supposed to make contact.
Whoa.
You think that's
There's
future
legit
me?
time
There's
travel?
some uncanny now run, woman, before she creates an alternate timeline. What? Okay, you stay
It's
put.
alright, the
I'll check
TVA's
up
got it covered.
Devin, I'm not sick. Just wait! Oh no. I think the recipe only calls for one sneeze.
You wouldn't let it talk.
Yes. Great. Now untie me so I can go kill Devin.
I already untied you.
No, you're in there, Devin. It's obviously you!
Oh my. How did that happen? It's a trap.
It's a trap!
I already know what we're gonna do 2 weeks from now.
Achieve six-pack abs?
No, cook yourself ramen while pretending to be Ratatouille.
You know I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you? And I haven't been under this much pressure since Fairview High almost lost the Model UN Summit.
You got it, Zonester.
She's still involved with Fairview High?
No more.
It's not that bad.
Should I submit this to the Oscars?
Oh, she likes it, okay. Oh my.
I kill you.
You did.
Kill you.
You did.
Oh, this is good. Oh, okay.
The men on
Yeah.
the ship say that
What he
this
thinks
one
versus
reminds him of
reality,
what
okay.
you've done.
What is this sickness?
Oh, it's going out.
That's the big guns.
Wait, who?
That's Ryan's grandma.
Well, he watched it, and then he died immediately. But he's in a better place now, where your ad can't hurt him.
Thanks, Doctor.
So he was
He was
23?
23?
Ah.
Thank you. He said Barbara Time's sister died after watching this video. Us.
Perhaps. Third time's the charm.
No.
Zona. No. I'm gonna make one for his mom.
Time to turn on this water.
Time. You're gonna cut your finger off.
So I just watched Freelancers Season 2, Episode 6. Now it's time for the review. So honestly, I don't see any flaws with this episode. And like last episode was amazing. I'm debating if this is as good or even better. Because like this episode was so good. Actually, I went into it expecting it to be like a little bit lower level. Thought, okay, this will be a pretty good episode. But like, I'm not usually a fan of like gross humor. And I was expecting to see a lot of that in this episode. But surprisingly, they didn't actually have that much like necessarily gross humor. Like there was some of that kind of stuff, but it didn't really bother me, and it wasn't actually like there wasn't that much of it, you know. I think they dealt with them being sick really well, like the symptoms they go through and stuff, you know. I think they dealt with that like really well and better than expected. Like I wasn't really expecting this from the episode. Like there were some things that yeah I did predict, but like I wasn't expecting what they did with this. Um, so let's talk about how they like the sort of symptoms they went through with the sickness. I'm not talking about like the cough, the burnt face thing. I don't know if it's burnt face. No, the heat rash. Right. That was pretty cool too. Um, talking about their hallucinations, like they literally like when the I think this was for only Mike and Ryan actually, but like when they were like when Micah was doing the flute playing and Ryan doing the cooking, like first of all, those are some beautiful shots, especially for Ryan's cooking. That was like it looked really nice. Um, second of all, it was like it's a really creative thing to do with this kind of thing rather than going for the expected gross type of humor. So I really loved that. I also liked some of the pop culture references they had. They didn't really have that many, but I mean more than usual. They had the Ratatouille one. That was my favorite. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. I think they had one from Sailor Moon, but I haven't seen Sailor Moon. My brother pointed it out. With like Ryan doing his transformation type thing, and I like that they actually go for those kinds of references, and they don't just do the popular stuff. Like maybe do a reference to like Marvel or like DC or something, like some sort of popular superheroes or a popular whatever. Like they go for some stuff not necessarily obscure, but not like the extremely popular stuff. And I actually really like that because for the people that know, they'll feel really great about it because they might not hear those kinds of references very often in like TV shows and movies, if at all. So yeah, I liked where they went with that, and just the idea of Owen cooking like ratatouille is like really funny. Also, let's talk about that time travel thing. I wonder if Devin is like crazy or that's actually Zona's like future self. I I wonder. And yeah, it was a good cutaway too. Like it's the type of thing that Devin would do. Definitely. And I wouldn't be surprised if she actually knew that like if that was actually Zona's future self and Devin actually knew about it and knew about time travel and stuff. Probably gonna see that sort of psychic, you could say, side of Devin a little bit more. In the next two episodes. Maybe especially episode 8. I'm not sure. Because we know there will be some sort of, you could consider magic type thing going on there. Because Petunia's coming back in, I'm pretty sure that episode. And, she was originally brought to the freelancers by a curse or a blessing disguised as a curse, you could call it. So yeah, this episode was really good. Gave everyone something different to do. Uh, Owen was the big Owen was the big one for me. Like the storyline with Owen and Devin. That was the one that I really really liked. Um, because it's just funny and it's a cool idea and it fits really well with Owen's character. And when I was watching this, I actually compared this a little bit to episode 8 of season 1, where they were also sort of sick, not fully sick. And I didn't I didn't hate that episode, but it is my least favorite out of all of them. And I think they did like the sort of sickness type of thing way better in this episode. Like they did it way better, and I think this episode is way better. And also, Zona's editing being bad. That's funny, but actually, to be honest, that video that she made, it wasn't that bad. Like if that was an actual ad I was watching, I would interpret it as like something that they did on purpose in the editing to make it funnier. So I actually don't think her editing is that bad from what I saw. From what I saw of at least the first ad she made. Yeah, there's some things she maybe should have cut out a bit, but I think that was actually a decent ad she made, or at least the start of it. The second one, for Barber Tom, like when he died, like a sort of memorial type video. All right, I can admit that one was pretty bad. That was some pretty bad editing. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It didn't look very nice. But yeah, so I'll give this episode 10 out of 10. Very good, very impressed. I have no flaws with it. It was great. It's great. So tell me in the comments section down below. Do you like this episode or the last episode more? Because I can't really decide. Uh, but maybe you have a decision for that one. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.